Yo, we flipped the clocks ahead an hour, but we went back in the weather department. What's up, guys? I'm meteorologist Jonathan Kegas, and we are talking about another major storm bringing in a big blast of Arctic air for basically the entire country. This is also going to bring about heavy snow for the upper Midwest, and then the opportunity for more severe weather in the southern plains and deep south. Help me tell the weather story. I would love to know what the weather is doing in your backyard. Post that in the comment section below. Don't forget to include your location. Let's get into it. Here is our developing system. This is early on Thursday morning, moving through Kansas, moving through Nebraska. Already starting to see the rain and snow develop on the northwest side of that low pressure as we move into the early afternoon. This is going to be at about 6 o'clock in the morning Mountain, 7 a.m. Central Time. And you see the heavy band of snow working its way through, taking this further into the afternoon. This is 1 o'clock Central now. A nice, healthy band of snow is developed on the northwest side from about the arrowhead of Minnesota down through central Minnesota and then into extreme northeast Nebraska. This is where the bullseye of snow is going to fall. I don't think it's crushing. I think a general 3 to 6 inches of snow with isolated higher amounts is going to fall in this area through extreme southeast Minnesota and then into northeast Iowa through central Wisconsin. That is where we're likely going to see mainly rain before a quick change over to snow. Now, I do want to point out, I think the main event of this is going to be the UP of Michigan, and then right on into northern Wisconsin. And we're going to get the lakes to help us out a little bit as our big time area of low pressure kind of moves up through the Chicago area and over Lake Michigan. Now, I'm going to do a reverse and take you back to look at the severe weather side real quick. And I will show you the main risk area in detail if you're watching from the deep south and southern plains in a second. But just as a quick little heads up again, through Oklahoma and parts of Texas and Arkansas, Thursday afternoon, that is where we're looking for the opportunity for some severe weather as we have some of that heavy snow falling on the cold and northern side. Speaking of cold, as this is also going on, a lot of Arctic air plunging in behind that system. All right, taking this further out now, this is going to be Friday morning, and that severe weather threat then moves into the North Gulf Coast on Friday morning and into Friday afternoon. The heavy snow then transitions into southern Canada, Toronto, right about there. We're going to stay on the warm side of this system this time around, so we are going to talk about getting rain, but you see it here. The 1036 millibar high pressure system, that is a big Arctic high pressure cell that funnels in behind it. There's really no escaping the cold this time around. Most of us across the country are going to be dealing with the unseasonably cold temperatures. Maybe Miami misses out, but I'm going to show you the countrywide view of the temperatures in just 1 second if you stick around with me. As we go forward into Saturday, this cold front then moves through the southeast corner of the U.S., including Florida. This is going to be Saturday afternoon and evening. That moves down into the Big Bend of Florida and through the peninsula. We could have a few isolated strong thunderstorms, but I don't think the threat is going to be as high as right out in here on Thursday. I want to show you the snowy side first, and then we'll get into the severe side. This is the European representation of how much snow could fall, and I think this is right on the money here. I'm going to be on the lower side of this. I'll show you the GFS, and it wants more through Minnesota, but there's 3 to 6 inches of snow expected there from the European representation. You see it kind of blow up here through northern Wisconsin and through a lot of the UP of Michigan. That's about a foot of snow in the northern part of Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan. I want to also show you the GFS representation. It wants more snow in Minnesota. All in all, I think I like 3 to 6 inches of snow better. You notice, though, same kind of deal, a foot of snow coming towards the UP of Michigan and into extreme northern Wisconsin. So that's game on for a really nice snowstorm for you. Still impactful for you guys in Nebraska, northwest Iowa, southeast South Dakota, and into Minnesota. But I think we're going to shave off a few inches from what the GFS wants. So I'm going to side with the European there in terms of snow. All right, the more dangerous side. Of course, it's dangerous if you're driving in the snow, of course. Make sure you're using caution. I know my friends in the upper Midwest and northern plains, we know how to deal with it. We just had a ton of snowfall through parts of Minnesota. But the severe weather side, I want you to pay close attention, especially in this enhanced risk area. The avocado is back. Again, once we have the avocado look again on the severe weather scale, that enhanced risk, level 3 out of 5, that's where we need to pay extra special close attention in parts of Texas, around Dallas, right around along the Red River in Oklahoma, into extreme southwest Arkansas, northwest Arkansas. We are in that marginal risk. Again, that threat is a little lower. Still need to pay attention, stay weather aware. But again, that main threat as of right now going to be to your southwest. That's going to be on Thursday afternoon and evening. Fast forwarding into Friday now. I showed you that future high resolution radar just a moment ago. And again, that main threat moves towards New Orleans, into the Florida Panhandle, down into Mobile, into extreme southern Mississippi as well. Parts of the Big Bend also under the gun, but that threat going to be on the lower side as that moves into early Saturday morning. If you are watching from where the crushing snow just happened in Minnesota or New England or California for that matter, post in the comments how much snow you got. I'd love to know what fell in your backyard. Picking this up on Thursday, the 16th, and you can see the huge temperature divide. No doubt this is what's fueling the severe weather threat in the plains. Look at that. We're talking 60s and 70s to start your morning. This is going to be, again, right in here where that severe weather threat is. We kind of pull in that unstable air mass from the Gulf of Mexico. Meanwhile, we have that ton of cold coming on through, taking our little crosshairs around. You see Boise getting below 0 again, that chill moving through Denver in the teens to start your Thursday, where again, we just took a look at the warmth. I want to fast forward out into Friday morning. This is going to be on the 17th now, and you see where the cold air has kind of made it as the screen bounces all over the place. Still have a ton of warmth in the deep south, through Atlanta, through the mid-Atlantic into Charlotte, through New Orleans, certainly the Florida Panhandle, also very, very warm. That big cold front now slicing through about Jackson, Mississippi into central Tennessee again. This is going to be 5 o'clock in the morning on the 17th. That is going to be on Friday. There's the chill coming back in below 0 through Fargo. 20s moving into parts of South Dakota, all the way into Memphis. We're back towards the 30s, 40s in Jackson. The 30s are getting ready to invade Houston by the time we move into Friday morning. We're going to go warp speed and fast forward into Sunday morning and look at where the chill has made its way down to. We're talking temperatures closing in on the freezing mark just north of Atlanta, most of Tennessee in the 20s and 30s, into central Pennsylvania. We're back to the mid-20s, New York, the 20s as well. We've at least rebounded into the upper Midwest, but it's still cold, single digits for us. And then again, towards Dallas, we're hanging tight in the upper 30s. Back towards the Mountain West and places like Northeast Nevada, we're in the 30s. And again, we're talking mid-20s again to start your Sunday in Idaho. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate the support. Please, again, post in the comments what the weather is doing where you're tuning in from. Look, there's a lot of garbage on social media. I'm trying to come on here to let you know that not every storm is cataclysmic. Certainly, we are really watching for that severe weather potential in the deep south. There will be impactful snow through the upper Midwest, but this is not an historic storm by any means. This happens in March as the cold air is battling the warm air. It's a transition season, and we typically see things like this. Again, heads up in the deep south and southern plains for that severe weather threat. Drive safe in the upper Midwest, and we will catch you next time.